Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, let me just explain something to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different on this side. You know what I'm saying? It's different on this side. We got him over here. You feel me? Plug just flew this in from Serbia. You know what I mean? This was the last one out the country. You feel me? And yeah, I only got the one. You know what I mean? And I probably have Omicron variant. You know what I'm saying? But at least I'll know that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you motherfuckers out here, you ain't gonna know because you can't get the test. You know what I'm saying? But Plug flew him in. You know what I mean? Special order. You know what I'm saying? Last one off the boat. Last one off the plane, I mean. Because I said plane before that and not boat. So, gotta keep my story straight. We just move it different. Great to be alive. It's great to have the Omicron variant. You know what I mean? Feeling real good about it. Feeling real unhealthy, feeling real sluggish, feeling real sore. You know what I mean? But it's a beautiful thing, man. You know what I mean? Like, we gonna confirm that a little later on. I hate that you never know if you got the shit unless you know you got the shit. Which, I mean, that's true about anything. But what I mean is, like, with COVID, it just sucked that, like, you could just be sick, regular ass sick, but you don't know. Everything is COVID. You know, everything feel like COVID in terms of like mentally. Everything feels like you gonna get COVID. You know what I'm saying? That shit's scary. I don't like that. I wish it was easier to get tests. I wish we lived in a society, in a country with better infrastructure, with better public policy in place to protect its citizens. But that's not happening anywhere. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like Germany got good infrastructure and shit. Like they got like heated roads and shit when it snows. But they was Nazis. You know what I'm saying? So like it's a trade-off. You know what I mean? Like you can't win them all. It's like Jay-Z said in the Grammy Family Freestyle. He's like, so it's tough being Bobby Brown. To be Bobby then, you gotta be Bobby now. You know what I mean? That's like with Germany. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I got like good infrastructure. Yeah, I got motherfucking great sports cars and automobiles and whatnot. But also, yeah, used to be Nazis. I had to pay a lot of money to different countries to, you know what I'm saying? So, to be Bobby then, you gotta be Bobby now. Now with America, I don't like, I mean, what do we have? You know what I mean? We have bad infrastructure. We have bad policies. We have bad political leaders and parties. And we don't even got something to trade off. Like, it would be cool if I could say, like, but at least we all got PS5s. You know what I mean? Like, every family gets a PS5, every household. That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? We don't have them. We don't have PS5s. We got the Omicron variant, man, and it's raging. It's just going crazy. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing to be alive, be a great. Aren't you proud to be an American? You know what I mean? Like, especially like this week, because yesterday was 1 year since the insurrection at the Capitol, the storming of the Capitol. And I think this is a good time to reflect. You know what I mean? Like, sit back and reflect on, like, where were you 1 year ago when the Capitol was stormed? Like, I know where I was at. Where was you at? I know where I was at. I was in the vents above Nancy Pelosi's office. That's where I was. You know what I mean? Where was you? Was you standing up for your country? Was you fighting for America? Was you fighting tyranny? Was you fighting oppression? Nah, you was at home tweeting, talking about, oh, look at these crazy motherfuckers. Nah, we was down there getting active, motherfucker. We was down there fucking putting our lives on the line, getting smoked by the police and the Capitol security for freedom. We did that for freedom, dog. We was wearing fucking Viking helmets and taking off our shirts and getting pepper sprayed for freedom. We did that. You know what I mean? What was you doing? Oh, it's easy to tweet. It's easy to watch CNN and say, oh, these motherfuckers crazy. Now, we was down there getting active. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. And it's easy to look back now like, oh, what was y'all thinking? You thought you was going to storm the Capitol? We did. We got pretty far, motherfucker. We got pretty goddamn far. The Capitol shit was crazy because it's like, I mean, just in the social media age, just watching that shit happen, and it's just like this is what we doing, dog. And it's especially like, it also, I think it's easy to move on for something like that too, because one, that shit was pretty easily thwarted. Like the most them niggas got to do was like take pictures in Nancy Pelosi's office, and then it was like arrested. Like all them niggas is done. That's just kind of crazy though. Like how we just kind of accepted like that shit. Like that's just kind of crazy that shit happened. Like, isn't it though? Like, I mean, it's interesting. Like the human spirit, the human mind, we designed to like move on. You know what I mean? Like we grieve over shit, or we like we think about shit, we dwell on some shit. But like the march of time. Time marches on, you feel me? So like you can't really get like, because people be like, oh, like, isn't it crazy how we just become accustomed to like this is like the coronavirus? Like what else we supposed to do? We supposed to just like sit there and cry about it? But like the Capitol shit was crazy because it's like, I mean, just in the social media age, just watching that shit happen, and it's just like this is what we doing, dog. And it's especially like, it also, I think it's easy to move on for something like that too, because One, that shit was pretty easily thwarted. Like the most them niggas got to do was like take pictures of Nancy Pelosi's office, and then it was like arrested. Like all them niggas is done pretty much, except for like Trump and them niggas who like basically organized this shit. But aside from that, the minor players who are done, which is, I mean, that's the story. That's the game. You know what I mean? Like, you ever seen The Wire? Like, you know what I mean? Like it took a lot to get the fucking the orchestrators. It take a lot to get the fucking the niggas that shipping the shit in. It's easy to get, you know what I mean, the soldiers off the streets. It's hard to get the fucking plug. I mean, speaking of the plug, shout out to the plug, my Serbian plug who got me this test. Appreciate you. Sponsored, of course, this week by the Quidel Quick View at Home OTC COVID-19 test. Fast, easy, ready when you are. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that. My point was, the reason it's easy to move on from that shit, just like accept like, oh, that shit was kind of crazy, but yeah, maybe just gonna keep moving on, because that shit wasn't that crazy. Yeah, I mean, like it's odd. You know what I mean? And it was like it's a little disturbing, but like, we so privileged in America that we haven't really seen like real like strife, like especially like in a political sense. I mean, like there's other countries where like if niggas stormed the Capitol, it was with AK-47s and fucking and tanks and you know what I mean, car bombs and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it was real, like a coup. But in America, an attempted coup was like a bunch of high school boys trying to run in the girls' locker room. Like, it's like, one or two of y'all motherfuckers might get in. You're not going to see much, but all 14 of y'all motherfuckers that try to go in there is going to get rounded up and get suspended. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't going far. That's the type of shit we on, but it's just, I don't know, man. I hate to be a pessimist, but like, I don't think I'm being a pessimist by saying like shit's not going to get better. I honestly feel like I'm being a realist, and I feel like that sucks that that's what being a realist is. But like what indication do we have that shit's gonna get better in any facet of our lives? Like, politically, I think we just gonna get more and more divided. Everything is a political divide, dog. Everything, bruh. Like, I work in a job where I gotta go in a lot of different people's houses, right? And sometimes I go into a house and I'll see like a Trump 2020 sticker or a Trump 2024 flag or something. It's like, y'all niggas got a lot of faith. And honestly, that shit might happen. So, or like, you know, like a fuck Biden, fuck Obama. Like, them niggas still hate Obama, which is mad funny. Like, them motherfuckers will never get over Obama. Like, that shit, I mean, that's part of the reason why we are where we're right now. But like, that shit destroyed fucking white people. Obama being president was like when a racist family's daughter dates a black guy. But if like, it was the whole country's daughter. Some motherfuckers are offended. They offended that this black person was in their house, the White House, but also that their daughter, America, would allow this shit. Like, that shit hurt them. That shit was like some shit like, I never thought this happened to me. This shit happens in Liberia. This shit happens in the Congo. That's where it's supposed to happen. This shit don't happen in our household, Janie. Janie, how dare you? How dare you bring this, you know what, into my house? I won't say it because I'm more dignified than that. I've never used that word, of course, in my life, but I was just so worked up for a second I almost said it. I was on the tip of my tongue, but I wouldn't say it because I would never say such a thing. But Janie, I can't believe you. And it's not that he's a colored person, and then his wife is like, honey, you can't say colored. You can't say anything in this country. What are they? They're colored, right? I'm white. If I'm white, he's colored. So it's not that he's a colored person. And his daughter's crying like, oh, Daddy, you can't call him colored. They don't call him that anymore. They're African Americans, Dad. He's just a black guy. What's so wrong with that? He's like, listen to me, JD. You bring this fucking. I'm so close to saying it, but I won't. It's not that he's an African American. It's that his values. I don't like him. He listens to hip hop and he smokes weed. Dad, I've never listened to hip hop with him before. He's actually more of a Jim Croce guy. I don't understand. Dad, you're breaking my heart. Sometimes your heart needs to be broken, JD. That's what's gonna happen with this fella anyway. He's gonna break your heart. And it's better that I do it up front and let you get it broken. Yeah, I mean, like, that's how niggas felt. You know what I'm saying? I went on with that bit a little too long, but yeah. You get the point. So we're not gonna get no better politically. So yeah. I will see flags in motherfuckers' houses. And I'm like, I automatically don't like these niggas. Is that fair? I guess so. Yeah, I mean. But then on the other hand, I've worked with people and I've overheard people talk about seeing like a Democratic fucking promotional material, like a Obama bumper sticker or a Biden, you know what I mean, whatever, and in somebody's house or on their front lawn or some shit, and then they have the same reaction. You see like the divide, like people like, oh, motherfuckers see a Biden flag, they're like, man, fuck this motherfucker. Motherfuckers see a Trump flag, they're like, hey, man, fuck this motherfucker. Like, it's not gonna get no better. Like, there's never gonna be a political candidate that's gonna come along and like unite both sides, unless it's the Antichrist. Like, we thought Trump was the Antichrist, but he's not. It's gonna be somebody who's appealing to both sides in the same way. You know what I mean? And that motherfucker's gonna destroy us. You know what I mean? And it's probably gonna be like Elon Musk, because I see Democrats and Republicans alike like suck that motherfucker's dick so much, and it's like, this nigga don't do shit. But shout out to Teslas. You know what I mean? A car that Elon Musk did not invent. So politically, we not getting no better. Fucking environmentally, we not getting, like, climate change. It's a wrap. It doesn't feel like motherfuckers is ready to change. But you know who is ready when you are? Quidel, Quick View, at home OTC COVID tests. Like I said, fast, easy, and ready when you are. And it's just it's a wonderful product to keep you and your family safe. We're sponsored by them, of course. And get your hands on one of these and swab your nose and find out if you have COVID-19 or COVID-22. If you have COVID, and if you do, just go to work, man. Don't stay home. Just go back to work and spread it to everyone you know, and just don't care. What does it matter at this point? By the way, you're tuned into the Reigning Defendant Undefeated Speeding Most Pakistan's godforsaken planet, a little show we call Nobody Asked Shawn, hosted by none other than me, to your mind himself, the Diamond Boy, Shawn Murray, the Thin Black Dude, the Lisan Al-Gaid, the big motherfucking ornament, the Muad'Dib. Yeah, I mean, international heartthrob, heir to the most very fortunate, of course, the first Jamaican in the Kentucky Derby. It's a little late for the intro because we about to do the question segment and then go home. Before we do that, next week is our 52nd episode, which means that'll be the 1 year anniversary of Nobody Asked Shawn. And I'm gonna try to do a special episode. And by try to do a special episode, I was like, I'm gonna think for about 7 minutes over the next 4 days about what a special episode would look like, and then not actually execute anything close to the idea I had at hand. But if you got any ideas for a special episode, hey, throw them at me. Yeah, let me know. But yeah, it's 1 year. 1 year too long. Questions. First question. What are my thoughts on Antonio Brown? I mean, I just really hope that motherfucker just finds some guidance, man. Like, he's such an odd case, right? Because he seems like a bad guy. The various stories that have come out of him over the last 4, 5, 6 years have all been, fairly negative. If not downright criminal and disgusting. So like, it's hard to be on that motherfucker's side. And then there's also the question of like, does Antonio Brown have CTE? Like, he certainly has some sort of he's certainly going through some sort of mental struggles, but like, we're like, he might have CTE. Obviously, CTE cannot be diagnosed by a motherfucking citizen like myself. I don't know shit about like how you diagnose CTE, and also you can't really diagnose it until motherfuckers already dead. You do an autopsy on their brain. So it's like, we don't know, but like, it feel like there's something up with this motherfucker, right? But then the stories come out about why he's so much to feel, and like, the people are super sympathetic to him. But like, the problem with that shit too is, it's like a boy who cried wolf situation. It's like, nigga, you've been fucking up so much that when you in the right, quote unquote, it's hard to be like, yeah, I fuck with this. But not for everybody, because I see a lot of motherfuckers like, first of all, apparently the reason he stormed off the field was he was injured and they were trying to make a play, and he didn't want to go out there and play. So he's like, oh, if you don't play, you're not on this team. And he's like, all right, fuck it, I'm out of here. So let's say that's the case, right? I'm not going to fucking police a motherfucker's behavior. Like, hey, when you in a fucked up situation, you don't want to have tact, you don't want to have grace or whatever. I get it. Everybody not gonna have that. Yeah, I mean, we've all done some shit that's like a little outrageous when we were faced with a situation that we didn't like. But I saw motherfuckers defending Antonio Brown before that point, which was like, oh, AB, he was actually supposed to get a bunch of bonuses, and if he made a certain amount of catches by the end of that game, but they didn't want to pay him, so they made him sit on the bench, and that's why he quit. Whatever. Like, he's not so crazy now. He's like, nigga, you made that up. You know what I'm saying? Because the actual story is that they were trying to make a play and he didn't want to play. You know what I mean? So, but like, motherfuckers will create any narrative to defend a motherfucker like that, especially when a motherfucker is black. Because like, black people, we got it rough. Motherfuckers be on our heads about a lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? We get a certain amount of scrutiny and shit that other motherfuckers don't get. So when it comes time to face that scrutiny, motherfuckers be like, nah, they treat him like this because he's black. We can just let motherfuckers be bad people, dog. Like the same reason like you don't have to defend R. Kelly. Let these niggas just be who they are. And yeah, I mean like I don't know AB. That nigga don't mean shit to me, dog. Like as great to see a black person successful as he was, but it's also yeah, I mean it's to be Bobby then you gotta be Bobby now. Let that nigga defend himself. Like he got it. Like he don't need you on Facebook. He don't know you, dog. Like you'll never see this post. What's my favorite Air Max? I would probably say the Air Max 1, the Air Max 94, the Air Max 2, and the Air Max 97. Probably in that order. And finally, what's something great that motherfuckers have lost sight of? My genius, my sexual prowess, my hilarity. No. I tell you what, not being on social media. And I hate to be like the one like go social media is bad. Like those people just annoy me. But like being a part of a world where you don't have to like broadcast the things that you do is better. Social media is like I love Twitter. Like I've spent a lot of time on Twitter, way too much time on Twitter. And like my biggest resolution for 2022 was to spend less time on Twitter, and it's been working somewhat so far. Like I spent probably 75% less time on Twitter so far this year. I'm trying to keep it up. That's the segment. That's the episode. This week on Shawn International Film Festival, we did The Matrix Resurrections. That was a fun episode. So subscribe to that wherever you get your podcasts. I think I'm gonna start a video component of that soon, so maybe more people will check it out because it'll be more upfront in your face on social media, the place that I hate. Next week, 1 year. Yeah, I mean, big episode. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but we gonna figure it out. And that's it, man. As always, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.